The New York Yankees are riding high, and Tuesday night was another chapter in what's shaping up to be a season of dominance and redemption. In front of their home crowd at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees edged out the Cleveland Guardians for 3-2 in a tight, tension-filled matchup that carried the weight of recent postseason history. It wasn't just any game. This clash was a rematch of last year's American League Championship Series, a series New York clinched in 5 games, and once again, the Yankees came out on top with a familiar face on the mound leading the charge. Carlos Rodon. Rodon has been nothing short of sensational, and Tuesday was another showcase of why he's becoming a cornerstone in the Yankees' rotation. Pitching with command, confidence, and just enough fire, he carved through the Guardians lineup over 7 strong innings. He surrendered only 1 run, allowed 5 hits, issued just a single walk, and struck out 8. That outing pushed his ERA down to an impressive 2.49 and brought his record on the year to 8 victorias and 3 derrotas. But it wasn't just a solid start. It was historic. Rodon's latest outing capped a stretch that now places him in a class of his own in Yankees lore. According to state heads Katie Sharp, Rodon is now the first pitcher in the long and storied history of the franchise to tally at least 70 strikeouts while giving up 9 or fewer runs over any 9-game span within a single season. Think about that for a second. All the legends who've worn pinstripes and towed that rubber, from Whitey Ford to Ron Guidry to Andy Pettitte, none have done what Rodon just accomplished over the past few weeks. It's the kind of stat line that doesn't just suggest dominance, it screams it. What makes this run even more significant is the context. The Yankees haven't exactly had the smoothest ride with their pitching staff this season. Garrett Cole, their ace and former Cy Young winner, is sidelined for the year after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Luis Gil, another big arm in the rotation, is also out. So while the team could have folded under the weight of those injuries, Rodon has stepped up and filled a massive void. He's taken on the role of staff leader and delivered in a way few could have predicted when the season began. Rodon now, in his 11th year in the majors after previous stints with the Chicago White Sox and San Francisco Giants, has amassed a career record of 83 victorias and 66 derrotas, with an ERA of 3.76. Those are the numbers of a steady seasoned veteran, but lately he's looked like something even more than that. He's looked like a pitcher who's finally hitting his full stride, perhaps even redefining his ceiling right before our eyes. And what better place to do that than under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium? Of course, as much as Rodon's pitching was a story, the Yankees still had to produce enough offense to seal the win. They didn't exactly light up the scoreboard, but they did just enough and made it count when it mattered. The team managed only 5 hits the entire game, but 2 of those left the yard. Jazz Chisholm, playing in his first game back from the injured list, reminded everyone why his bat is so valuable. He went 2 for 3 and launched a home run that sent a jolt through the crowd. It was a welcome sight for Yankees fans eager to see him back in the lineup and making an impact. Anthony Volpe also joined the home run parade, adding a solo shot that would prove crucial in a game where every run was precious. These weren't just random bursts of offense, they were timely, decisive moments that swung the game in New York's favor. It's these kinds of contributions from all parts of the lineup that have kept the Yankees not only afloat, but thriving in the ever-competitive American League East. Speaking of standings, with this win, the Yankees now sit at 37 victorias and 22 derrotas, holding on to first place in the division. Meanwhile, the Guardians fall to 32 victorias and 27 derrotas, still battling it out near the top of the American League Central. For New York, staying atop the East requires not just star power, but also depth and resilience, traits that were on full display Tuesday night. From the first pitch to the final out, there was a playoff-like intensity in the air. Maybe it was the memory of last season's postseason clash. Maybe it was the pressure of divisional races heating up. Or maybe it was just the Yankees, locked in and focused, knowing that every game in June can matter just as much as the ones. In September, whatever it was, the energy was undeniable, and Rodon was at the center of it. He's not the flashiest pitcher. He doesn't always dominate the highlight reels. But he brings something even more valuable: consistency, guts, and a competitive edge that elevates everyone around him. He's not just giving the Yankees innings, he's giving them momentum, identity, and belief. And that might be even more important than any individual stat or award. As for what's next, the Yankees and Guardians aren't done yet. The two teams are set to face off again on Wednesday night, with the first pitch scheduled for 7 horas y 5 minutos da noite, no horario do leste. It's another opportunity for New York to build on its lead and another chance for the Guardians to try to punch back. If Tuesday was any indication, fans can expect another tightly contested showdown filled with drama, strategy, and no shortage of big moments. And with Carlos Rodon pitching like this, there's every reason for Yankees fans to feel like something special is brewing. He's rewriting what seemed like a rough start to his Yankees tenure and turning it into something memorable, something historic. With every strikeout and every zero on the scoreboard, he's cementing his role not just in this rotation, but in the fabric of a team that's chasing greatness once again. This is the kind of run that can define a season and maybe even a career. And in the Bronx, where expectations are sky high and history looms large, Carlos Rodon is showing that he's built for the moment. The buzz surrounding Carlos Rodon isn't just about stats or numbers on a screen. It's about presence, about the way he's commanding games with a quiet but undeniable authority. Every time he steps on the mound, there's a sense that something special might happen, and more often than not lately, it does. For a team like the Yankees, which has spent the past few seasons trying to strike the right balance between high-priced talent and homegrown grit, having someone like Rodon step into the spotlight and deliver at this level is a game changer. It means that despite the injuries, despite the usual turbulence of a long major league season, they found a force they can trust. Not just a temporary fix or a rotation filler, but a real ace in the making. And what's striking is how seamless Rodon's adaptation has been, especially given the pressure that comes with putting on the pinstripes. New York isn't just another stop on a journeyman's career. It's a place where the expectations weigh heavy and every pitch is scrutinized. For some, the moment is too big. But Rodon, he's embraced it. From his sharp breaking balls to his rising fastball that continues to baffle hitters deep into games. Everything he's doing right now speaks to a pitcher who's not just comfortable, but thriving in the spotlight. His approach has been methodical, attacking the zone early, keeping hitters off balance, and executing his game plan with surgical precision. And let's talk about what this means for the Yankees as a whole. When you lose a pitcher of Garrett Cole's caliber, it's more than just numbers you're trying to replace. It's leadership, stability, and the confidence that your guy is going to give you a shot to win every fifth day. What Rodon is doing is filling that void not only in terms of performance, but in tone setting. He's giving this team exactly what it needs, a lead-by-example workhorse who delivers results. He's someone the team can rally behind, especially during these crucial midsummer months when the standings begin to tighten and every series starts to feel like a preview of October. But what's even more exciting is how this energy Rodon is bringing seems to be contagious. It's not just about one arm carrying the load, it's about setting a standard. His dominance on the mound is pushing others to raise their game too, whether it's the bullpen stepping up in close situations or the defense staying sharp. Behind him, or the lineup grinding out at-bats to support their pitcher, Rodon's consistency is creating a ripple effect throughout the clubhouse. It's the kind of intangible boost that doesn't always show up in the box score, but is felt in the dugout, in the locker room, and ultimately in the standings. And while we're on the subject of that lineup, Tuesday night gave us a glimpse of how dangerous this team can be when its key pieces start coming back together. Jazz Chisholm's return from the injured list couldn't have come at a better time. His energy is electric, his bat is quick, and his presence changes the dynamic of the offense instantly. Going 2 for 3 with a home run in his first game back, that's a statement. It's not just about numbers, it's about the tone he sets at the plate and the versatility he brings to the field. When he's healthy, he's one of those players who can impact a game in every facet, and having him back in the fold adds another layer of depth to this Yankees lineup. Anthony Volpe, meanwhile, continues to build on what's been a quietly impactful season. His solo home run Tuesday might not have made as many headlines as Rodon's performance, but it was just as vital to the outcome. Volpe's game is maturing before our eyes. He's showing more plate discipline, better situational awareness, and a knack for delivering in high leverage spots. He's not just a young prospect anymore. He's evolving into a reliable contributor. And that's a big development for a team that's always looking for long-term solutions up the middle. Still, it's not all fireworks and glamour with this team. The Yankees have been grinding, finding ways to win even when the offense isn't explosive. Tuesday's game was another example of that. They didn't overwhelm Cleveland with a barrage of hits or crooked numbers. They played smart baseball, capitalized on their opportunities, and leaned on their pitching to carry them through. That kind of balance is what separates the good teams from the great ones, especially in a league where so many games are decided by one or two key moments. And in those moments, the Yankees are starting to look like a team that knows how to finish. Even defensively, there's a sharpness that's beginning to emerge. Whether it's diving stops in the infield, accurate throws from the outfield, or the chemistry building between the battery of catcher and pitcher, the Yankees are starting to click in the details. It's not just talent, it's execution. And when a team starts to win those small battles consistently, it tends to translate into bigger wins down the line. That's what we're seeing now. A team that's getting stronger, not just because of who's coming back from injury, but because of how the entire group is evolving. Looking ahead, the question becomes whether this level of performance is sustainable. Can Rodon keep up this historic pace? Can the offense continue to deliver when it counts? Can the team maintain this intensity deep into the dog days of summer? Those questions remain unanswered. But what's undeniable is that the foundation is there. The pieces are starting to fit, the rhythm is building, and the confidence is growing. That's a dangerous combination for the rest of the league, especially coming from a franchise with a legacy built on knowing how to win when it matters most. What's also important to note is the psychological edge the Yankees might be developing over the Guardians. After taking the ALCS last year and now starting this year's series with another win, there's a growing sense that New York has Cleveland's number. That matters in baseball. Confidence, familiarity, and momentum, they all carry weight, especially if these two teams find themselves on a collision course again in October. Every win like this one plants a seed of doubt in the opposition and builds belief in your own clubhouse. It's not just a game in June, it's groundwork being laid for what might come later. And let's not forget the role Yankee Stadium plays in all this. The energy in the Bronx is different when this team is rolling. The crowd feeds off the pitching, off the clutch home runs, off the late inning tension. It becomes a fortress, a place where opponents feel the pressure from the first inning on. Tuesday night had that vibe, not just because of the win, but because of the way it was won. Tight, tactical, and full of resolve. That's the kind of baseball that travels, the kind that builds championship DNA. So as the Yankees gear up for Game 2 of the series, they do so with more than just a win under their belts. They've got momentum, they've got belief, and they've got a rotation leader who's turning into one of the most compelling stories in baseball this season. Carlos Rodon isn't just filling in for Garrett Cole, he's writing his own chapter. One dominant start at a time, and if he keeps this up, the narrative around the Yankees could shift dramatically. From a team managing injuries and uncertainties, to one building towards something truly special, because baseball at its core is about rhythm, resilience, and rising at the right moment. And right now, Carlos Rodon and the New York Yankees are doing all three. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers are stirring in the New York Yankees locker room after a surprising incident involving manager Aaron Boone and one of the team's most promising young talents, Jasson Dominguez. According to sources close to the team, Boone, known for his steady leadership, recently made the controversial decision to eject Dominguez from a game, sparking a wave of speculation about the future of the rising star and the dynamics within the clubhouse. Dominguez, often hailed as one of baseball's brightest prospects, has been closely watched since his debut, with fans and analysts alike excited about his potential to become a cornerstone for the Yankees. However, the recent altercation, reportedly triggered by a disagreement or perceived insubordination during a critical moment, has raised eyebrows. While the exact details remain unclear, insiders suggest Boone's action was a strong message aimed at maintaining discipline and focus. In the high-pressure environment of Yankee Stadium, the timing of this move is particularly intriguing. The Yankees are in a phase where cohesion and performance are paramount, and Boone's decision to bench or eject a key player like Dominguez could signal deeper tensions or strategic recalibrations within the team. Some speculate this could be Boone's way of reinforcing authority and setting a tone that no player, regardless of talent, is above the team's collective goals. Others wonder if this incident could indicate cracks in the relationship between the manager and the young outfielder, potentially impacting Dominguez's development or morale. Adding fuel to the rumors, sources suggest that this was not an isolated event, but rather the culmination of ongoing issues between Boone and Dominguez. Speculation is rife that behind-the-scenes disagreements, perhaps about training approaches, playing time, or attitude, might have led to this dramatic moment. This has left fans wondering whether Boone's strict stance will ultimately benefit the Yankees by fostering discipline, or if it could risk alienating a player with immense upside. In the broader context of the Yankees season, this incident could be a turning point. Boone has always been a manager who balances player management with tactical decisions, but ejecting a young star mid-game is an uncommon move that suggests serious concerns. Will this lead to a temporary rift that gets resolved as the season progresses, or is it the beginning of a more significant shift in the team's internal dynamics? As the story unfolds, all eyes will be on how Boone and Dominguez navigate this tension. The Yankees, a franchise steeped in history and expectations, face the challenge of blending discipline with nurturing talent, a delicate balance that could define their success this year. For now, the sports world watches closely, buzzing with theories and eager for clarity on one of the most talked about developments in baseball. Could this be the moment that shapes the trajectory of both Boone's managerial legacy and Dominguez's promising career? Only time will tell. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.